So I was doing a bit of listening about Rainbow Snake and how he travelled far, far longer than just up the east coast of Australia. In fact, he travelled all over the world. We might yarn up about how colonisers have stolen Eagle, stamped him with that shitty pattern, and used a standard with his likeness on it to colonise Indigenous people all over the world. And just getting it out of the way from the get-go, I have no issue with Eagle people. This is not an attack against Eagle people. I mean, no disrespect. I know there's lots of people who have totemic relation with Eagle that are in amazing relationship with him and still carry that great story and that strong power in them. So yeah, not an attack against Eagle people at all. And secondly, I come from carpet snake country, so just getting that bias out of the way there. I like to start with ancient Greece often. First of all, because they aren't subtle with the imagery, and secondly, because they're just so fun to play with. Anyway, old Zeus, the big eagle that he is, kills the guardian of the seasonal cycles, Kronos. Well, he doesn't kill him because you can't kill the seasons. He chops him into tiny little pieces and scatters them in hell. This ends the golden age where everyone run around naked in a lap eating free food, and ushered in a time of short, miserable human life where the people are ruled by spiteful, inbred bastards that have little regard for them. Somewhere along the way, Dionysus gets demoted from being the god of deep relation and spiritual insight into a drunken idiot. Also, the only god to ever die, Pan, is killed. Now you see what I mean by that lack of subtlety there, old ancient Greece. But while we're there, we might talk about Python. Python was an old earth spirit from the time of Kronos. He was worshipped by a little cult, as they were called, in the sacred temple named the Oracle of Gaia at Delphi. Apollo murdered Python inside the temple, and Zeus, Apollo's father, then ordered the Pythian Games, overseen by Apollo, an event conducted every 4 years to replace the people's ancient ritual ceremonies. Snake people colonized, their sacred sites desecrated, their rituals demonized, co-opted and replaced, and their old spirits murdered. That's the progenitor to what we know as the Olympic Games today. Let's talk up old St. Patrick over there in Ireland. In the one most people know, he comes over, banishes all the paganism, and brings a good word in its place. But an Irish woman from Melbourne, she set me right. She slapped me around, she told me of Oliphus, a great worm, who moved between the groundwater, the freshwater, and the sea. And when Oliphus heard that St. Pat was coming, she fled down the centre of Ireland, taking all of her snake kin with her, in the process creating the River Shannon, and took all of her children out to sea. Regarding snakes and saints, we'd be remiss not to mention old Saint George. You would remember Georgie chances upon a princess being offered up for sacrifice on her way to the pond where the dragon dwelt. He wounds the dragon before capturing it with the princess's girdle. The two bring it back to town, offering to kill the dragon if the people convert to Christianity. The people agree, and the first Libyan church is built at the spot where the dragon was killed. But this colonization predates Christianity, because colonizers have been around for a little while now. Let's go to ancient Mexico, where the Aztec capital Tenochtitlan was built. In a big swamp, I've seen a prickly pear, which he follows. I think they call it a cactus in Mexico and America, but we call it prickly pear. The nomadic people knew about science, and I know that prickly pear one, that cactus is sacred over there, so I don't want to call it the wrong thing, Perched on top of the cactus was an eagle eating a freshly caught snake. They said the time of moving around seasonally is over. The people built their first city on that site, that cyclical way, that rainbow snake way, devoured by a ravenous sun god who demands endless human sacrifice. And that today is the national flag of Mexico. So the question for the folks at home, how do we get the eagle back in right relation? Can we recover good, healthy, right story from these colonized, co-opted, created creatures? Now that damage has been done, it'll inevitably get added to Eagle's story. But what does that redemption arc look like? I was thinking of Darth Vader here, his trajectory goes the same way. But he dies in the process of redeeming himself. He's killed by a self-sacrificial act that he performs, the penultimate part of the movie. So if the father needs to be sacrificed this time instead of the son for all the colonizers' sins, then it is only right that he is revived 3 days later redeemed, cleansed, and an integral, loved, respected ancestor of creation. Same way that so many of our mountains are those who broke law, those who went wrong way, and now stand forever as a cautionary tale. Those beings are venerated, honorable ancestors who carry that law inside them. Can we get Eagle back in right relation? Can we retrieve him from the claws of these bastards? He still retains so much good power, and there's plenty of people still in good, healthy relationship with him. How do we minimize the harm done to those people in this time of transition? That's the questions for you fellas at home. Make sure you share with me some of your snake story, because I know that he goes all over the world, that rainbow snake. So yeah, tell me all about your dragons, your worms, your wyverns, or your big snakes. Mhm. Hey, hey,